So we've got a map of where we want to make our adjustments in Photoshop. And again, we're doing this through the Layers palette or the Layers panel. So for this exercise, I'm going to ask you to take the adjustment layer and turn it off. So you want to click on that eyeball once. And then we're going to make sure that this background layer is highlighted in blue. If it's not, for example, if your adjustment layer is highlighted in blue, we want to make sure your background layer is highlighted in blue. So simply click your mouse on that layer. Now we're just going to do a simple adjustment here using our Layers panel. To do that, go under the Window menu item and select Adjustments, and you'll get a panel that looks like this. Now in Photoshop you may see something like this, so your adjustments panel might be hidden behind another panel, so you may have to look around on your desktop for that in Photoshop. So what we're going to use here is what's called a Curves Layer Adjustment. Curves Layer Adjustment looks like this. It's a histogram, which is one of those mountain ranges that we talked about in earlier modules, and it has a diagonal line running across it. We're going to grab that diagonal line with the mouse. So put your mouse right on the diagonal line and then click and hold your mouse down. If we drag this line straight up, our image is going to get brighter. If we drag that line straight down, our image is going to get darker. So for this exercise, we're actually going to make our image darker. So we're going to drag that line downward and make our image darker. Once we've done that, we can kind of click back on our adjustment layer and kind of see which areas we wanted to be dark and which areas we didn't. So we're going to click that off again and then go back to our curves layer. So we've got my sandy mountain area looking pretty good as far as darkness, but I wanted my sky to be lighter, or my clouds to be lighter in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint off some of this layer using my paintbrush. So if you go up to your brush tool and select it, and then make sure that your color swatches here have the black in the foreground and the white in the background. If they don't, you can just click on that and use this arrow to flip-flop between the two. We're going to make sure black is in the foreground. So we've selected a paintbrush, we've selected black in the foreground, and then we are going to make sure that this curves layer is highlighted and that this little icon here, which is a mask, has a little lines around it. So again, it looks like it's highlighted. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our mouse and make our paintbrush bigger or smaller. In this case, I want to eliminate some of the mask that was on the clouds there, or I want to paint it away. So I'm going to make my brush about the size of the clouds, and I'm going to start painting. When I paint, it's actually going to remove part of that adjustment curves mask that I put on there. So the darkness that I applied in the previous step, I just removed using my brush tool. And if you kind of make a mistake there, you can go back, flip your color picker over to white, and just paint like that, and it'll actually paint that mask back on there. So we've now made our clouds brighter and our mountainous sandy area here darker.